Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. See the Stephanie's playing running? Oh, man.
Yay! Here we are. It's Deadlands Thursdays with the gang, the Devil's Posse.
Yeehaw!
Say hi to everybody.
Howdy, everybody.
Everybody that includes us out there in the stream. But if you happen to come upon us later in in YouTube or something, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I got a real long, ugly URL at YouTube and I need subscribers to get rid of it so it just says Marbanya at the end of it. Makes it easier for people to find me. Drake's got that same problem.
Jeb's not here, man.
I
No,
only need 30 more.
Jeb is not here. So does
When
anybody
did that
wanna...
change anyway? I'll go to the chat for that.
Can you
Last
just put
time-
a big red X across it on the... Oh, look, he's Wino. We should turn him in. We get $500.
You gonna go dig him back up?
No.
Tim is not. It's only $500.
It might be more after the authorities learn that he killed a boy.
It was a demon. It was a demon that did it.
Yeah, so did you guys decide to stick around here for the memorial service? You know, these are people who really
I think
wanting to bring
we
their
thought
boy
to make
home.
haste.
So you
Well,
were
we
like,
gave him like a femur and a thigh bone, right?
oh my god. And then
Yeah,
you guys like,
can
we got to get out of here.
recover the rest of the body?
And a shirt.
Maybe if you opened up Jeb Hexman's abdominal cavity.
I suggested that and they didn't want to.
You didn't
No.
find the skull though. You never found the skull, and you know there may have been flesh still
We'd
on the
send
skull.
Timmons in a few months.
Oh, fuck. Scuba.
Cube.
I'm just always. You guys tend to. I think you just watch it for that perfect moment. Thank you, Scuba.
Oh, I love the perfect moment.
Go continue on with the. Well, wipe these tears out of my eyes. Continue on with the what you guys were making haste, huh? So you like. Here's a femur bone and Jeb's dead and a demon killed them both. Good luck with that. See ya. Is that kind of the way you made your exit?
Yeah, we're sorry for your loss. He was a dear friend of ours.
We'd go find him like a bouquet of flowers to pick first. And leave him alone.
Maybe we be a little more vague about what we tell them. He was attacked by a horrible monster and we destroyed the monster, but unfortunately your son was already dead and we were unable to recover most of him. None of that is a lie without having to, and in the struggle, Mr. Jeb lost his life as well.
Yeah, so Doc Fung will pick up a bouquet of flowers and then basically say,
Because if we tell the family directly that it was one of us, that's going to reflect badly on us, and it's going to damage our relationship with these people, which is probably not the best as it is.
Yeah, we already decided not to tell him it was, Jeb.
I'd also say it'd probably be better not to give him a femur and tibia, or what? Somebody said a thigh bone.
Yeah, let's just tell him that the body wasn't recoverable.
Timmons is a little upset that he's digging around and dug up Thomas Shelton out of there. He's like a half hour rooting around.
Yeah,
under the water.
I'm pretty stunned by it myself.
I mean,
Should
we
Should
we
we go
kind of
look for
suspected it
evidence?
might have been Thomas, but now that we find out how he died, it was a murder scene. Yeah, Timmons wants to leave, and he's so upset at it that he is willing to get on the boat, which he doesn't want to get on the boat either.
Yes, I
Deal with
think
the spirits on the boat or the spirits of the boy and possibly Jeb.
Well, Timmons is like, we need to get out of here before Jeb comes back.
do you
Should
think
we
it
warn
was
the
him,
family?
or do you think it was something on this island that possessed him? And maybe we should just get off this island before
Well,
it gets one of us.
this is the second time we buried Jeb.
Say what?
This is the second time we buried Jeb.
The Oh, okay. And you buried him the first time because,
Because he was dead.
and he came back, and you were okay with that?
It
Yeah,
scared me quite
pretty
nicely
much.
when he did.
Well, he had a
Ah.
bad.
All right, all right. Before we continue, I have to
Great
ask:
role playing.
has
I'm liking
any
it.
of the rest of you ever been dead?
Maybe.
Out of
I
character,
I
I
take
I
a
have.
gotta
step
say, I
away
love
from
your reaction.
I take a step away from Mr. Timmons.
Well, see, we went to this place and I think it was close to being dead, but then we came back.
So
but nobody put you in the ground and thought
No,
you were dead. Oh, okay,
no,
that's a
no,
little better.
no. I never been buried
I believe
totally.
Albert was almost buried once. But that had more to do with the drink than anything.
Okay.
So, Alonzo,
Z-
you might be thinking for the first time since coming to the maze that the whole place doesn't really smell like a half rotten cadaver now that Jeb Hexman's not around you. For the last little bit since you just get to the maze and you're like, man, this every place around here kind of stinks like death. And now that Jeb's gone, you're kind of like, well,
Now it
that
just smells
smell's
like
gone.
an old fart. It just smells like an old fart. That's Timmons.
Tim and Simmons has no luck with women's, says the Murder Hobo Show.
Hey,
Uh,
he's got his son on the
now
way.
wait a minute.
Timmons had luck with women.
Timmons is
The
the only
women
one
didn't have no
among
luck
us
with
that
Timmons.
got himself a woman.
Yeah, Timmons had a one nighter. I'm gonna have to switch over here to this. Timmons had a one nighter with this gal in Joplin, Missouri,
Yeah,
and of that, there was a love child born.
Timmons Jr. going to wank.
Yeah, yeah.
Baiting.
Oh shit.
Mr. Timmons, the women's they're not supposed to have an Adam's apple.
That's not an Adam's apple. That's a bruise.
Okay.
I bruised her throat because Timmons is equipped like that. You seen how long her neck is, right?
Bradius Caesar, you redeemed to remove a wound for who?
I'm removing the wound that is my eyes upon seeing that.
Oh yeah, exactly. You just really did that, didn't you? I don't. There's got to be a way to refund that shit. Yeah. So that's so Timmons does have a history with women. Oh, we'll turn the start video off. Start to run it again. So anyway, you guys,
That was the last time Timmons got drunk too, by the way.
we're gonna retcon what you're gonna tell this family, because you had plenty of time to think about this on the walk back. Right, and then it was probably later that evening when the rest of the search party came back not finding anybody. There were no gunshots fired. If you think about it, it was just a one punch boom. It's over, and so it'd be pretty easy just to tell them what you did. It wouldn't be a lie. Um, they're going to ask you questions about the monster. What kind of monster? Where was it? What should we do? Should we organize, a party to go slay the monster? Blah, 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 blah. And so you guys kind of give them answers. Let's just kind of roll this all into a, who's got like bluff or
I don't know
performance or
if
something?
bluff is a skill. I have persuasion.
Persuasion. That's what I'm looking for.
I am a persuader.
That's why Doc Fong thinks you should tell them while we wait in the boat.
So you guys head down to start getting the boat ready.
I will go and let them know.
I guess you're gonna load up your wagons and everything, and you're making your exit from the Big M for right now. You're taking all the Chinese crew with you to sail your ship and all that stuff. Okay.
Yep.
And Stanley the donkey.
So yeah, roll that. Hang on a second. We've got to do
Roll
some
that beautiful beam footage.
some housekeeping stuff first.
I thought that too.
We need to clean up the cards and reshuffle that deck and reshuffle that deck. Reset adventure cards, reset fate chips. Awesome. The marshal only gets 4. What's wrong with that?
Because Luke's not in on the party sheet.
He's not actually technically there.
All right. So with that, Alonzo, give me that persuasion roll, or did you roll that while I was?
I have not.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. Let's see how you do persuading these folks. That I'm not going to roll against you on it. They're just commoners.
All right.
Well,
I have. Hold on. I have an edge. Charismatic. I get 1 free reroll on persuasion rolls.
there you go.
Well, he's kind of hard to.
Yeah, but that's much better.
That's better.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm glad you played it that way, because a tie, I would have said that, out of all the Sheltons that are here, there would have been some suspicion of something going on. But with an 8, you were pretty persuasive. And they don't hold anything against the posse. You guys have been a big help. I mean, you helped them salvage the ranch operation, drive Grimm's people away. So they're indebted to you. At the same time, it's a very sad moment for them, and you guys just agree that it's time that you were away for now, and you'll check in on them later, and off you guys go.
Yeah, we brought 15 head of cattle, 1,500 head of cattle, or whatever.
Let's try to get Vino in here. So you guys are headed to, last I understood, somebody said Lion's Roar. Yay? Okay.
Yep, we're looking for Rabbit Rooster. What the hell's his name?
Rance.
About Rance, and also Born in a Bull supposed to be at Lion's Roar.
No. Now, if you recall correctly,
Or the Necessity Alliance is in
the Necessity
Lions Roar.
Alliance has
And
been
they know
trading
yeah.
through Lion's Roar. So it's possible, nobody knows where the Necessity Alliance is. It'd be hard to find them without some kind of connection. Well, they found out they've been trading through Lion's Roar. So, you can try to start tracking them down there. Basically is what you understand at this point. So, yeah, to get there, though, it'll, take you, let's see, what time of the day is it? Because I updated the calendar. It was 5 p.m. when you had the confrontation. Back to the house. Hey, it's probably about 9 o'clock at night, man. About 4 hours back to the house, explaining everything, getting the boat ready to go. hurriedly getting your wagons loaded on, your horses, mules loaded on, and everything. I'd say good 4 hours. And most people don't travel the maze at night. It's not unheard of, but it's just not
But we're
advised.
well set up to leave at daybreak.
All right, so you're just going to stay on the ship tonight.
Is Timon staying on the ship?
He's staying in his wagon
That's on the ship.
that's on the ship, yeah. Putting his head in a hole like an ostrich.
So you're sleeping in your wagon on the ship.
Right.
All right, so
the wagon's slap full of shit too, so he just like wedges himself in there.
all right. Well, let's pull up. Let me switch over to the map view
He might
here.
have to sleep on top of the wagon, but
You guys are going to try to pass the night sleeping on the wagon down here. So move the calendar out of the way. I think I've got. There we go. The Black Horse. Share that again with everybody so you can see what the ship looks like. Not that we will need it unless we're ever in combat or doing some heavy role playing on it or something. So you might want to make a little shortcut to that someplace. And how do you set up the vehicles here? I should be able to put like everybody, like this vehicle in everybody's sheet, or have I already done that?
I have it.
Everybody
think you
check
did.
your vehicles and see if you've got the Black Horse in there, because that'll be your tricked
I
cannons and
do.
Gatling. Okay, I thought I did.
Luke does not, but I'm also not with y'all just yet.
Yeah,
where's
it's
the vehicles at?
It's on one of your inventory tabs.
go to inventory vehicles.
I got the big M tug too.
Every time we'll shoot with this, it'll sound like
You got the big M tug.
So,
I want a big M tug.
yeah, you know.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, Timmons, you could get rid of the big M tug. You don't have that anymore. Anybody's got, any vehicles that you currently don't have. You do have your horses, and
Have
you are on your way to Lion's Roar. But you're gonna spend the night what? Just offshore, or are you gonna spend the night tied up here, moored up to the dock down here, or what?
Yeah, just at the dock still,
Okay.
but
All
so
right.
we're not in a super hurry to get everything loaded.
But we should set a watch. Definitely don't trust the water in the maze at night.
No, I don't want the damn card table. I want to. And the night passes. Yes, the night passes without incident. And you guys head off to Lion's Roar the next day. So let's fire up the Ghost Rock engine. So you guys send OHG down there to gets a little fire going, starts to get the water hot, get some steam going through the pipes. You guys hear the Ghost Rock start to ignite. And the sailors are all kind of spooked by this, They've seen it several times, but it doesn't seem to set well with them, these Chinese sailors that you've got. And I probably need to find Sirenscape and turn that down before it gets out of hand. And off you guys go. And it's going to be a full day plus. You'll have to find someplace to spend the night in the maze before you get to Lion's Roar. So let's roll for a random encounter, or not roll. And the day passes. Timmons or somebody needs to kind of. You've got a captain that's, you got a helmsman anyway. But somebody's got to have, kind of say so over where the ship goes, what's going on, things like that. So somebody with good boating skills. So with a boating role like that, you are able to find a good cove that you can get back into. It's not too shallow, but it'll kind of protect you in case a storm comes up or something. So kind of get the boat docked back in there. We're going to draw for a random encounter at night, and we do have a random encounter.
I attempt to scout for it.
I'm looking for the
Yeah.
random encounter.
The random encounter comes sneaking up on
Never
you.
mind.
Actually,
Really
let's.
does.
Lands on your head, Doc.
We're gonna put
Fat
Hard to see when
hippo.
you're
It's a
down.
hippo.
It doesn't always mean bad things, and so let's see.
Hey, it
Two
could be
modifier people.
a boat full of gold floats up to us.
You never
Never know.
know.
It could be a whorehouse on a barge. You never know.
Porky.
We could only be so lucky.
Porky's broke free of the dock and is floating down.
Actually, what you see, just as you kind of make anchor and you get the ship turned around, it's almost dark, and the sailors go about to cleaning up the deck and making some food. And you see a bunch of them go sit up on the deck, and they got these bowls of rice and they're eating. And you can hear this boat's horn in the distance, and you see a tugboat come around the corner, but one of its barges is broken loose, and he's like trying to speed up and catch up to it, but it looks like it's moving away from him at quite a speed, and you're thinking, now how in the hell could that have happened? But you can see like dangling ropes and shit hanging off the side of it where and I'm talking ropes that are, that big around. Just flopping off the side of this tugboat and off the side of this barge as it floats away from him. He's trying to get it maneuvered around there.
I mean, how far away aren't we anchored? I mean, it's not.
Oh, it's out in the channel. This is out in the channel. I mean, this, you're just kind of watching this it's like entertainment. Basically it goes on, and
$50, he doesn't get it.
I don't know. Does that barge seem like it's moving of its own? It seems to be moving awfully fast.
I've seen that happen. The barge weighs more than the tug, and the barge is going downstream. It ain't gonna catch it. He slingshotted it. $50, he ain't gonna catch it.
Well, I ain't gonna take that bet. Because I don't
Is
think
that full of ghost rock?
I don't think
We're trying to see.
Oh.
We look down like towards where the direction the barge is going. Where's it heading?
you guys watch this for a little while, and they kind of disappear around the corner, but you can hear these engines just churning on this tug trying to catch up to this barge. So, but they're out in the channel. They're probably half a mile away from you, quarter mile, half a mile away from you. It's not like you could run up there and do anything about it, but
The only person that could probably do anything about it, we don't want doing anything about it because it could be a barge full of ghost rock. And H.G. Willikers is explosive, just standing by himself in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, he is. He is
We'll
that.
keep him in the engine room.
The engine room where we keep all the ghost rock.
Yeah, well,
That thing happens, we'll be the first people in orbit.
Well, that's about all that happens on this night. That night passes, and
no loud explosions.
no loud explosions. No. Matter of fact, you guys kind of make, you weigh anchor the next day and put wind in the sails and get back out there. And, let's check the weather. Let's see just what kind of weather we're having here, which I do have a chart for that somewhere. Or a table, I mean. Tables, there we go. Well, it's so much easier to find shit now that they've fixed the sidebar.
People are complaining they don't like sidebar. I freaking love it.
Oh man, no.
I
Leave it
have
just
no
like it is.
problems with the new sidebar.
Only issue that I still have with it is you can't move it around where you want to.
What do you mean? Like,
I have it stretched.
uh,
I have Fantasy Ground stretched across 2 screens vertically, and they're all the way up there on my TV screen, and I can't always read them very clearly.
oh. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna fix that. You can't even move the damn dice.
Well, actually, it's partly cloudy, but there is no wind. So, to make any time, you're going to have to fire up the Ghost Rock engines. And by the way, it should tell you how much that it burns in an hour. So, how much Ghost Rock do you guys have? You might think
Whole
about getting some of
silo's
that.
full. We know where there's some ghost rock. All we gotta do is go get it.
Travels 30 miles per pound of Ghost Rock. And you guys will probably travel a total of 100 and something miles to get to Lion's Roar. Right
So
at
we
about
need, like,
100
5
miles.
pounds.
Right at about 100 miles. 3.5 pounds, something like that. Doesn't take a whole lot. And we'll see how this day passes. Uneventfully, so let's gather all the cards in. You guys make it to Lion's Roar. And for a little town,
Delete that arrow on that black horse. It's been on there for like 3 sessions. This one. The purple.
that one?
Thank
Yeah,
Yay.
gone. Is that really bothering you? You've been hanging out with Rob
Leftover
too
arrows
long.
bothers me.
All right. So first thing you guys notice as you're pulling into this is it's a little town, and it's kind of built like at the foot of this mesa. And this particular mesa, and I say mesa, it is right on the edge. You can see land bridges connecting this thing over to the mainland, so it's pretty close to the mainland. And you see a lot of boats everywhere. What do you call those? Sampans? The sampan boats, or no?
The little shallow
They're
bottom
yeah, little Asian shallow bottom running boats.
river boats or
Yeah,
whatever they
yeah.
call them.
You see them
Junk.
everywhere. Junks. And they're
Junk.
of various sizes, anywhere from, but they all look like they're made for carrying cargo. But you can also hear the unmistakable sound of powered engines on some of these boats. And there's a lot of boats here for such a little town. And when you look at the dock, there are people everywhere. And as you get closer and closer, everyone looking around, you would notice that you don't see anybody who's not Chinese.
So Timmons is going to get some duct tape and put it on his temples and stretch it back to his ears. Ah, now I fit in.
What do you guys think? Think Timmons fits in now? Maybe you
Means
should put
you
the
are
duct
certainly
tape
one of a
over his
kind.
mouth.
I do not.
So let's Timmons, let's see that boating roll of yours. See if you can get this boat.
I stepped away from my desk.
I see.
Can you,
Yeah,
push
I
it
can
for
roll
me?
that for you. Let's see. Timmons boating.
I have a D6. All right.
Oh,
Timmons, no, not into the dock.
What did I roll?
a 3.
Nice. I want to burn a biddy.
You're gonna burn a
white
Benny,
chip.
a white chip. All right, Timmons.
Yeah, I don't want to crash my first time here.
He uses a white chip. And
Apparently, Luke is now our pilot. Oh no! Oh no!
I'm like, turn to the
Timmons,
port, turn to the port.
You know what,
Timmons,
Timmons?
what are you
Oh
doing?
shit!
I'm gonna let you.
I meant to the starboard. I meant to the starboard.
You're bouncing off shit left and right, left and right. You know, there's so many little boats around here, and these Chinese sailors they're cussing at you and they're yelling at you. You're starting to draw the attention of some of the people over there on the dock. All activity stops and everybody's kind of looking your direction. Now you hear the boat horns, bump bump, and you're not having a real good time with this. I'm gonna let you roll that again without spinning a Benny because you ought to be able to roll your own rolls. So whenever you get back, whenever you get done pinching a loaf there.
Sorry, I had some pho for dinner. Apparently,
Did you have
I
some
don't
fun?
like pho.
It wasn't really food.
Maybe it didn't
Yeah, I
like
was.
you.
I'm like, if you put like a half a carrot in it, it would have 3 times as much vegetables. It's like broth and a bunch of noodles is all it is. So I'm warming up some leftovers, but I'm making my way up right now.
So we'll just play it this way. You guys do eventually have some people coming up and Doc Fong, somebody's yelling out to you in Mandarin because they can obviously understand you, and they're telling you to tell him to back that thing off, back off, back off.
Timmons, back up. The other way.
Back up.
The other backwards. That
Oh,
way.
so Timon stops, it puts in reverse, backs into another junk.
And half the problem is these old boats, you know, you're ringing this handle, and down there in the engine room you see this sign that flips up and says reverse, and you've got to wait till HG puts it engages the drives. So maybe that's about half the problem you're having here.
All the words are blurry for him too.
Yeah, he's what? What's that say? So give me a boating roll again. Okay. So you successfully back off, and you see this little junk come out, and man, there's about 18 guys on this thing, and they're all looking at your boat, and it comes out from around the dock, and it's got these 2 guys in the back, and they got these tiller handles, and they're just working at tiller handles really hard. One of them's steering, and one of them's propelling this boat around there, and they all come over, and they say, "We're coming aboard your vessel." Your vessel.
You bring egg rolls?
What day of the
Wh-
week is it right now?
What is egg roll?
Egg roll is food. You come aboard, you have to bring egg rolls.
Let's say this is the
No egg
end
rolls?
of
And I come aboard.
about midday 2 days later, so it is August the 6th.
Oh, we missed Taco Tuesday, unfortunately.
That's okay.
We just
I'm Mexican. We are allowed to have tacos every day.
Oh,
Timmons named one of the
Excellent.
Chinese guys. He doesn't know his name, but he named him Taco Tuesdays.
wasn't that the one who got killed? Or did he just get beat up?
He got beat up. You mean the old drunk guy?
Yeah.
The old drunk Chinese guy in Shanfan? He got beat
Right
up
before
really
HG
bad.
burned a third of the city.
So these guys come up and they just immediately start climbing up the side of your boat, you know. Start grabbing onto the rope, rigging and shit. Up they come. And looks like they're just kind of going through and looking for, where's your cargo?
We ain't got no cargo. We got some mules. You wanna have your turn with a mule?
What's your
You
business?
translate that, Doc. You gotta translate, Doc. What Timmons
Oh.
is saying.
We do not have any cargo. We came looking for information in our very fancy boat.
And you're saying this in Mandarin?
Yeah.
You see him, he kind of turns around and he's talking to a few of the people, and they all kind of stop digging through shit, and he motions his head like that, and they all jump back off the boat, and he's like, So you come for information? I have information.
And I think Mr. Timmons is looking to spend money. He's always spending money.
This guy's got the
I heard
glad
my
hand
name.
out.
What'd you say?
You didn't understand it.
Timmons, I think he wants some money.
Oh, how much money he wants? Timmons pulls out big wad bills.
Is it that Deseret money?
Yeah.
Spin it. You start stacking the Deseret money in his hand. His eyes
Yeah,
get
tell me
bigger and
when.
bigger and bigger, and he's looking at it. At first, he's like, looks like he might accept this. And he takes a handful of it and shoves it in his jacket. What does he want?
Do you know anything about the Necessity Alliance?
The
And also
necessity
where to
line.
get tacos at your location?
You won't find tacos here.
Alright, I guess Alonzo will have to cook.
We're out.
Oh no.
What do you mean all they got is pho?
There's food
Back
up
this
there.
bitch up.
He tells you there's plenty of food up there. So now you have to wait your turn and don't come rooting that damn ship in here. And we'll
I will tell him to stop crashing into things.
yeah, we'll send some boats out and guide you in when you know your time comes and you can have at the docks tonight. But he tells you, he said, you know, I'll give you a warning that you know that most non-Chinese don't survive like beyond the docks here in town. So just let your friends know that.
I'm surprised they survive anything, to be fair.
Well, why do you
But
say
do you know
that?
anything about the so-called Necessity Alliance?
I don't know any necessity alliance. You go asking on docks. And
I will do that.
he jumps off the boat and he's happy to be away. And you see him kind of looking in his inside of his the vest right here, and he's kind of counting this money with his thumb.
How much money did I give him?
I don't know, how much money did you give him? You just kept on counting it
I
down.
don't know.
Uh,
I was waiting for translation. Timmons doesn't speak Mandarin. He only
let's
speaks
see.
Mandarin.
You ended up giving him $56 of Deseret money.
What?
They are, however, going to send some boats out to guide us into the port.
So a couple hours goes by. It's early evening now. I'm gonna say we'll put it at 4 p.m. and they send a couple of boats out and they hook onto you. And these boats got these. I mean, they're little boats, but they're almost all motor. So they're like these funky looking little tugs. They're retrofitted junks with some kind of weird mechanical apparatus on it. If HG would have been up on deck, he'd have been freaking out by this. And yeah, Vino, and we'll probably go on break a little bit early so I can kind of get with you and we'll figure out what's going on there. Because you're obviously going to be here in Lions Roar. I just got to figure out why. Matter of fact, no, we won't. We're just going to roll with it, and I'm sure you can tell me why you're in Lions Roar. You guys see one white guy on the dock.
Is he tied to his
Hey,
pole?
No,
Timmons, do you know that man?
he's just sitting there up against a couple of boxes of cargo and all these.
I think they live underneath the fawns.
So you guys get tied up, and as you start to disembark, this guy's kind of sitting up against a box of cargo over here looking at you. You look around.
He's staring. Do you know that man?
I'll walk up to him and say,
I ain't seen him no
"You
more.
don't
Come
look
watch
like
my
you
boat.
belong here, friend. You stand out like us."
Take it away, Luke Cunningham.
Yes, well, I am looking for someone.
Oh, is it us?
I am
No.
someone.
It's true. He
No.
I
is someone.
doubt I am the one you are looking for.
No, because if you were the one I was looking for, you'd probably be dead already. No, in fact, I'm looking for a man named Rabbit Rance.
I've heard that name.
Timmons, is that the fellow that we said we would find?
They're the bounty for that fella. He's on our docket.
Oh,
Well, Dr. Schultz had him on his list, and so did Volmer Tate. Now, this is the third bounty hunter you've run into that's Well, maybe a bounty hunter. You don't know yet.
So, you looking to collect a bounty?
Amongst other things, yes. So,
I'll look him
Where-
over. How is he dressed? What's he carrying?
he seems to. Oop, that is one item I forgot. He apparently has no pants on because I forgot to buy trousers.
Are you gonna throw shit at us? Run
No.
away! It's Clyde.
Ha ha ha!
No, he does have pants. I just forgot to buy the item. That's all. He's basically just he kind of looks like a cowboy, really. He does have a holster on his side with a very fancy looking gun. He's got a bit of a white beard, kind of a peppered white beard and mustache, and let's see what else. Of course, hat. Otherwise, he looks rather dusty, like he's been riding for a while.
How'd you get here? Well, never mind. I'm not a player. I forget
How did you get
sometimes.
here? How did you get here? You do not look like you rode a boat. You look like you rode a horse. But you would not fit upon a seahorse.
Uh,
They're very tiny.
I haven't had the opportunity to wash my clothes recently. I have it on good authority that Rabbit Ranch recently came through here, but I have seen no sign of him so far.
Oh,
Well, we ran into some of his men at the old Collegium station.
Would I know where that is?
I don't know. I unfortunately don't have any of your history, Vino. So I don't know if
Good
you if
point.
you've been here for a while.
Maybe you're from Texas.
are you from the place called Texas?
Texas Rangers were that were looking for rants.
I'm actually from California. Was from Los Angeles.
Oh, that place is strange. Was it always strange?
You don't know the half of it, bub.
So you come from Los Angeles up to here, huh? Did you you probably picked up Rance's bounty uh request at the what the hell, the Rockies office there in Los Angeles? Or Perdition 1?
Perdition, possibly, unlikely. Los Angeles just yet.
Have you ever been to the town called Perdition? It is near Los Angeles.
I have indeed recently rode through there looking for a couple of wolf boys.
Ah, did you vote for the mayor? Because this is the mayor right here.
How you
It's
doing?
it's a pleasure to meet you, Mayor.
How you doing?
Unfortunately, I was not able to vote in it. I came in afterwards.
Well, that's okay. It was rigged, and the fella that was running against me had fraudulent votes, so by default, I became mayor. Then we shot the guy.
I think that part was unrelated.
Unrelated to him getting shot, or unrelated to me being mayor?
Yes.
You guys give me a notice roll.
Once I find it.
I am too intrigued by his hat.
Yeah.
Apparently too busy looking for a portrait.
So as they're standing here talking, Alonzo, you kind of take in the crowd around you. And yeah, you're definitely drawing a lot of looks from these folks, but most of them it's just they kind of do a double take and then look and go on. But you happen to notice that there's a street that kind of leads off the docks. It's the only street that really leads off the docks, and there's all kinds of traffic going in and out of there, and baskets of goods, and there's porters pulling these little carts with boxes and barrels and shit on it, and looks like, yeah, there's some trading going on out here, but there's a lot of trading going on back in there. And standing on the corner leading back in there looks to be about, oh, 5 well-dressed Chinese gentlemen and probably 8 or 9 obvious hired muscle with them, and they're all staring your direction. The rest of these guys are all kind of talking to this newcomer here that's looking for Rabid Ranch, but you're kind of a little more astute, looking around and notice this.
Like
That's a
somebody
fancy.
very important and their bodyguards.
What?
Notice the VIPs and the entourage over there. I will
Oh.
kind of nod in that direction. Wonder what that's about.
As the rest of you turn, they all still continue to look at you, and you see this guy come walking up onto the dock and hands him, a partial stack of money anyway. And it looks like it might have been the harbor master that came out to your ship. And then he turns around and walks off.
Oh, I think I may have found the portrait, even though it's kind of small.
That guy?
I posted one in the chat.
Oh. Oh, he's a little
No,
older, huh?
Yeah, he's a little bit older than that. He's about 40.
All right, so
I don't know if that would make a good token or not, or portrait, because it's kind of small.
well, let me dig this out. You guys carry on there, Benno, with your introduction, with your questionings, with whatever you're doing. Or go to investigate those guys, or go over and pick a fight, whatever you want to do.
What are you fella looking at?
I don't see anything.
Those well-dressed gentlemen over there and their bodyguards. Doc, what would you know about that? Who are those guys?
Are the bodyguards Chinese too?
Perhaps he is one of the people in charge here. We are close to areas like Quan Province and Shanfan.
Well, I go say hey to them, but they won't understand what I'm talking about.
You do smell food here and there.
Well, Timmons wants to walk up on the dock. Did
I
you say
wonder-
they're all Chinese?
Just everybody else that you can see from here is Chinese. Yep. Actually, no, that's not true.
The bodyguards?
You do see some American Indians. You see some African immigrants. You see some people who are probably Mexican, Central American, but I'm saying there's no white people here.
Aside from us, anyway.
Yeah, so Alonzo, you're not the only one of Hispanic heritage, so you don't really feel like you're
Out of
standing
place.
out of place as much as Timmons and Well, it's just Timmons by himself. I mean, Doc Fong doesn't get 2 looks.
Timmons is a big old strapping white boy.
Perhaps they know you are mayor.
Maybe they want to open up trade negotiations with Perdition.
That makes perfect sense.
Those gentlemen right there with the suits on look like they may actually have some money. And some
As you
secret
say that, the
plans.
gentleman with the suits on turn and walk away, and most of their entourage follows them. But you can see there's a couple of them that kind of remain behind, but they don't seem fixed on you anymore. They're just looking about the docks. You know, occasionally they look your direction, but I mean, these
Well,
guys that
Timmons
weren't hiding the fact they were watching you whatsoever. They knew you were looking at them, and they, you know,
Well, I mean, this is a big ass boat that pulled in, and
big ass boat.
Kind of hard not to notice some type of thing.
Yeah, most of these are maze runners, and you know, some
so
small craft.
Timmons wants to go up to one of the leftover bodyguards because that's what he's assuming they are.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you speak English?"
And he just kind of looks at you.
My name's Timmons Simmons. I'm mayor of Perdition.
Give me a notice roll, Timmons. Are you guys with him, or you let him kind of walk up there on his own?
I would have backed him up.
All right,
Well,
so
he's walking up there. Doc Fong's going to see if there's some person walking around that he can ask, "Hey, who's that guy?" To
that says,
make sure
"Hey,
that
what?"
Timmons isn't getting himself in trouble.
They say, "Hey, what?" You're gonna ask somebody what?
Basically, who is that guy over there? And he'll ask in Mandarin or Cantonese.
What guy? There's just a couple of these, you know, bodyguard-looking
That
toughs left.
when that fancy-looking man who was here recently in that suit.
They just look at you and shake their head and walk on.
I'm sure this can't go horribly wrong or anything.
You get the strange feeling that it's probably not going to be easy to get information in this town. It might take a
We're
little
going to have
work.
to rely on Doc for that.
Timmons, you gave me a notice roll, and with a 9, you can see you've walked up now to this street that leads off of the docks, and you think the docks are busy. It is shoulder to shoulder people back here, and it looks almost like Wall Street. They're trading shit, and you see money exchanging hands, and people shuffling to and fro, and cargo moving around. So what little business is going on the docks, and it's busy out here, there's a lot of it going on back in there. You walk up to this guy.
Yeah. I say, "You speak English?" My name, Mayor Timmons Simmons. I'm from Perdition. I need to speak with the mayor, whoever's in charge of the town. Can you help me?
I'm looking for. Damn it! I had to reload my Sirenscape, and all of my custom shit is not working. So
I'll blame Jenkins.
yeah, always works that way. Let's see. Come on. Nope, none of my custom stuff is there. Oh, that really sucks. I'm gonna have to play it off of this. No, because I can't find it.
I just want to mention that, when you get the little Z's on your portrait in Fantasy Grounds, it is placed perfectly with Luke's picture there.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, the Z's coming out of his.
Oh. And you can give me a call on VC now, Marb.
Cool. Yeah, let me do that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Stupid thing, it didn't save. I'll have to change it later.
Well, that really sucks. So, the hell is this? No. Okay. So the guy just looks at you when you come up and you say you speak English. He doesn't say anything to you, Timmons.
You look at me.
Yeah, he looks at you.
I say it again slower. Do you? And I point at him. Speak English.
And he looks at you and he takes his finger. Do you speak English?
Ah, that ain't good. So Timmons pull out some of these money that he thinks is just like Monopoly money, and he says, "I need to know where your mayor is at." And I pull out like $10, 10 of those bills, whatever they are, Monopoly money.
You pull it out and do what with it?
I tuck it in his pocket, top breast pocket.
He looks down and looks at you and he smiles. And then he just turns around and keeps looking at the crowd.
I guess that Monopoly money isn't enough. I got 40 more if you tell me where the mayor's at.
You digging $40 out of your pocket?
I got a wad, a big thick wad in my hand.
He's just looking around. Occasionally he looks at you. You start digging for that money again. He stops and looks down.
Said 40 more, you tell me where the mayor's at.
Do
No. How about you?
you speak English? And he points at you again.
He says, I do. Maybe your friend speaks it better than you do. How about you? $40, and all you got to do is point me in the direction of the mayor. That's it.
Uh,
No?
Doc Fong, you're kind of standing behind him here or beside him. Where are you at in all this?
Yeah, I would have probably walked up to him at this point.
Who got me? Vino. 23 months, man. 23 months. You were just waiting for that moment. Yeah, now you can put me on cam. You can put me on cam, Mark.
Well,
Appreciate
I
it.
wanted to see your reaction, so.
Well, I'm glad I didn't go over because I got my chair in rocking mode here, and I was about going back here, but so hey, thank you very much for that sub. You walk up to him and he looks at you and he says something in Chinese, Tim, and you don't understand what he says, but Doc Fong, he basically tells you to get this goon away from him before somebody gets hurt.
Well, don't mind my friend here. He's special. Yes. But yes.
Come on, Mary Timmons. Let's go grab a drink. And what
But,
did you just hit, Drake? You just got
Hey,
much
he's
bigger.
back. He's back.
Just unmuted my camera.
You
But,
got much bigger on this side. For some
well,
reason.
before it was muted. Yes, but
Is that better?
I can see
Could
see
you
your
point us
cataract.
towards the mayor?
Is that better?
What?
He says towards the mayor. Do you know where you're at?
I don't think
believe
we're
we're
actually
in.
looking for the mayor, are we?
Well, Timmons asked, so I'm translating for him.
So,
You're echoey, Jeb.
Yeah, you're echoey, Jeb. Jebulin. He's not Jeb
I
anymore.
believe.
He might not be muted
He's
in
Luke.
VC.
He's Luke.
No, I'm muted in VC. It's probably just picking up on my headset for some weird reason.
The way they
Or,
did this I
Oh,
don't
that could be no.
like it, but here it is, the flood. I've actually got to go get certain story entries. You have to go over to the module and find them. I can't find them anywhere else in the story entries. It's weird.
Oh, you got to go to the reference manual.
There's no reference manual. So
Yeah, no. Savage
Yeah.
Worlds is goofy.
had I not read all the PDF on this, I'd be completely lost. But
You'd probably be lost.
yeah, strange locales. Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Did we
that's one
did
thing
we
I forgot
did we
to
find
do.
out where the mayor's at, Doc Funk?
Point us towards the leader of the town.
Yeah, the what? I don't know how to translate mayor to leader a town in Mandarin. I can only do it in Tangerine.
So he asks you, Doc Fong, don't you know where you are? And how do you respond to that?
Ah, yes, I believe it's called Lion's Roar.
He says, you're not from here, are you?
No, I'm from farther to the north. I take it things are done differently here.
He says, I don't know how they do things in the north. He said, he tells you that it's probably very unlikely you will get to see, and if they used air quotes in the day, the mayor. And he giggles and chuckles.
Of course. Just someone who would you say knows the most in town? My dumb friend here has a lot of money he wishes to bribe people with. For information.
Timmons smiles because he kind of points at him.
he just kind of laughs and kind of looks at the money he took from Tim and stuffed in his shirt pocket. And he says, he tells
I
you that
speak English, Timmons says.
he says, most white people are not going to be allowed any further than this. So getting a chance to speak to the mayor probably isn't going to happen. But if you're here to do business, that's a different story.
Well, of course, lots of business.
What kind of business are you here to do?
The purchasing of goods and discussion about future trade deals. You see, my friend here, while he may sound odd, is currently negotiating trade deals with the town of Perdition and its newly built train depot.
Who is your friend?
This guy right here, and he'll poke Timmons.
And Tim, did you still stand there
Timmons
looking like
smiles.
that?
In English, he'll
Yeah,
say,
he
Timmons,
smiles.
show him the gavel.
Oh, these are my gavel.
Hoy! No, I'm kidding. He doesn't draw on you.
I tap it on his head. No, I'm kidding.
Um, he says, well, I don't know what kind of trade goods you're looking for, but just about anything passes through here, although food is becoming very scarce.
Oh, funny you should mention that. We happen to know a great source of beef.
Do you now? He tells you
Yes, we know
it's
it.
not his business. He says, good luck in your business endeavors. And he just turns around and goes back to watching the crowd.
Yes, so he says basically we need to do business or we're not very welcome. So I said that you knew about food and trade goods in Perdition, so you might need to do a lot of marrying here, Timmons.
Well, to me, it's the politics happens with politicians, not with thugs and street vendors.
I'll tell you what we're going to do with Timmons standing here counting money out in his hand. And with Doc Fong, I don't know what your persuasion role is, Doc Fong. But
Do you want me to roll persuasion?
yeah, because you're going to have to persuade your way on back deeper into this town where that's a success, but not in this situation because it's pretty. You're going to have to do more than that. So Timmons needs to start counting money out. How much you laying out there, Timmons?
To who?
Oh! Ah!
Gorgio gifted a sub.
Gorgio
I'll
got
probably know what that means next.
me.
Oh no!
No, basically, Doc, you gathered that he might let you go back here and do some business. You know, back here where it looks like most of the activity in town is happening, but it's going to cost you. Doc,
I
What's
think
he
something
saying
cut
to
out.
you,
Can you
Doc?
repeat that, please? I'm sorry.
I said that you basically get that this guy's. You are not really from here. You're not regulars. You're not normal. None of you are, including yourself. And he says most of the business goes on back here. If you're looking for anybody, you're not going to find it on the docks. People out here aren't going to talk to you. And if you can survive the jungles of Lion's Roar, you might be able to get in back there. And basically, he's telling you it's going to take bribe money for them to allow you to even walk back there. I'm going to pull up a map. I think I got a map here. Let's see. WSX Lion's Roar.
Apparently, it's going to cost a lot of money, and we should keep an eye out just in case. Hey, new person there. Luke, is it? Do you want to go with us into Lion's Roar?
Well, perhaps we can find some information on rants while we're there. And sorry to interrupt, but what is the cost of the medium ammo? I can't seem to find where you said before because it just says 20 on the cost in the item.
It's in the Deadlands Player's Handbook, isn't it? Player's Guide.
I looked at the reference material, and only mention that I saw of bullets was the multi-firing guns.
Medium bullet is in the Suede Player Guide, and
Yeah, it just says
20.
20. Yeah, just 20, not
Well,
$20.
it's $20, so it's a box of 25 shells, 25 rounds, isn't it?
50.
50? Okay, 50 rounds.
Well, I can do $20. It just seems excessive, but okay.
No, it does seem excessive for back then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the suede stuff, a lot of the suede items don't quite meet up with the.
I knew there was a Deadlands one somewhere.
That's what I was thinking, but I can't find them.
Yeah. Maybe it's in Smith and Robards. I don't know. Hey, how'd you get the token to zoom in like that?
Oh, I used the token stamp.
Oh, no, I meant the portrait.
I also used the token stamp.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. So this is Lion's Roar, and you guys have kind of like been out on the dock, like on the docks out here. And this is the street that kind of goes back, and back here it looks almost like Mardi Gras going on. People everywhere.
It seems like it's a celebration.
Yep.
Real quick, if you go to the library and go to Player's Guide, you can scroll down, and under Gear and Goods, there is an ammunition table.
Aha.
And I don't know what the modifier is here or anything.
Well, this is basically what I would have had before
Oh, that's
starting.
true.
All right, so $3 for 50. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because a box of rounds today is about $20.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna try to work your way back here? I need a persuasion roll from Doc, which was a 4. And that's not quite good enough. So you can sweeten the pot with money. In other words, I'm going to let you roll the fate chip again if somebody spends money to try to get back here. It's going to require bribery.
Timmons, I believe he needs a bribe.
$40. He don't speak English. He says slowly, loudly.
Do you
Do you
understand?
speak English? And he points at you again.
Do
It's the
you
same guy.
understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
How
Is it
much
the same
would
guy
be
again that I put $10 in his pocket?
The same guy you put money in before? Yeah, now
Yeah.
you notice there's several people that look like they might have just been kind of hanging around talking, but they're all kind of sitting up paying attention to you now as this, not quite confrontation, but something unusual's happening here. You're starting to garner a lot of attention.
how much would you like for my friend for?
He turns around and goes, looks right at Timmons and he goes, $200.
See, he does speak English, Timmons.
No, I think he speaks money.
Well, they
And
say money talks.
could you ask your friend, your gentleman friend here, what does $200 get me? They don't count. Mugged in the back alley. That don't count.
He says
I need to
all it
speak
gets
with the
you is through
person in
this.
charge.
It gets you through this checkpoint, basically, this gate.
Well,
Well,
I
that will
think
get us into town.
a few bullets might do that. Some bloody people all up on this dock might do that.
It's probably
But
a good thing that none of them speak English right now.
right? Remember, Timmons has got a hindrance. Big mouth.
Yeah. So Luke, what are you doing as this exchange goes on? So they're all kind of standing right about where these buildings, you know, right here at the corner of these buildings, and you're kind of standing back over here still by the docks looking across. Are you approaching the scene? These three guys you just met?
I don't think he's paying attention.
I know you're Luke.
He's
Oh,
mad because
what was
I
the
don't
question?
have him on the combat tracker yet.
Oh, I
Waiting for you to
honestly
ask
didn't know you
Joe.
were talking to me. What
Yep,
was the
Luke.
question?
Well, so what are you doing? You got to figure out who you are, right? Got to remember who you are now.
Right.
Yeah, so they're all standing. These three guys you were talking to just kind of walked over here and starts talking to these Chinese guys. Now, you've been here long enough. You kind of been here for the afternoon asking around going, I can't get anywhere. Do you speak Chinese by chance?
No, I'm not multilingual.
You have been able to talk to a few of, uh, the non-Chinese folks that have been around here that speak a little bit of English, but other than that, you've not been able to garner much information. But you know that, you tried to go where they're headed right there, and you were just kind of pushed back, and of course, you didn't
Right.
pull in a big fancy boat.
Yeah, and I didn't want to cause a scene either, so I'm going to ask. So they'll let us in for 2 bills?
Well, you don't know. You're kind of standing back over here. That
I did
conversation's already
invite him
taken.
to join us.
Yeah, did you join? Did
Oh,
you go with
yeah, I
them?
thought I did.
Okay, you were
I thought
with
I
them then. That's what I wanted to know. All right, so
Yes.
you were all four in this group. Although you really don't have any ties to these people yet, I guess, but this might be entertaining. So, Brady basically says all that gets you is the ability to walk a little bit further. Whether you walk out or not's up to your own
Well,
Decision.
that will get us
skills, and
in.
yeah.
Timmons, you have a. Oh, do we have any of Albert's money? Let's go check the ship.
Well,
He's probably drunk on the ship. You could go root around and get some of his money if you wanted to.
Well, actually, before you do that, Luke's going to ask the question again. So 200 bucks gets us through here, further inside to possibly find more information. Is
Ah, yes,
that
that's
correct?
what he said.
Ah, in that case, pull out my wallet, pull out 2 bills.
He looks at it, flips it over, compares it to this money in his pocket, and he looks a little confused. And he looks at you, Doc Fong, because one of them's Deseret and one of them's probably Union bills or Confederate bills.
Yeah,
One.
where are your bills from, Luke?
Yeah.
Whatever would be common in California, or the most common.
It's
Well, let's see. What would Denver be considered?
probably primarily Union.
All right, then it's probably Union.
Banking on the Union, although the Confederacy has its foot in the door out there.
Ah, yes, well, it's some of that northern people money. I'm sure you can find it. With all the businesses that goes on here, surely you can find a money changer.
He just waves his hand like this and turns around and starts watching the rest of the dock. Then he looks over at this guy, kind of twitches his head, and instantly you guys get about 3 or 4 of these tongs, basically, that start walking with you. Almost like
Let's go before
shadows.
he
I mean,
changes his mind.
obviously shadow. No, they're not shadowing you. They're walking right behind you. They're like your escort.
They're escorting us.
We have bodyguards.
I think it's more for us not causing any trouble on the way to our destination.
Well, see, that's my whole point. We ain't really got a destination. We just know we got to go that way.
I thought you said you were trying to see the mayor for some reason.
So
I walk up to a sign and I point at it. To me, this looks like it says mayor.
Doc, you look up at the sign, and it says fresh fish or something like that.
Well, in a very oblique sense, but it's more of the seafood kind of mayor than the person kind of mayor.
And as you're looking,
Timmons looks in the window.
the fresh fish doesn't quite look so fresh.
It's like milky eyed and flies on it.
Let's go over there. It kind of smells like spoiled fish here.
Well, as a
Well,
matter of
that's
fact,
because
this whole area
everything
has
gets fried.
everything in here has kind of, but not only the body sweat of all the people crammed in here, but again, this is like Wall Street, and there's people trading deals around you and stuff left and right. And you can see shops set up, and there's people coming in and out of the shops, but a lot of this is just warehouses. But there's a couple of, stands set up where somebody's over here, actually boiling fish, and somebody's, got some greens cut up and selling stuff, and there's plenty of rice, and people are able to go up and buy food. But other than that, it's just like a huge market. But you know damn good and well that about everything you're looking at, you guys don't even have to roll for this. You see stuff with Union stamps on it. You see stuff with the Confederacy stamps on it. You know that everything coming through here is black market goods. I mean, it's just a huge black market. So do with that information what you will.
I don't think they're paying taxes in Perdition, Mayor.
Yeah,
They're
probably
not.
not.
So-
What? Do they have a mayor? Maybe they need a mayor.
What kind
Can
of
I be a mayor in Sioux
investigation
City?
skills do you guys have? Specifically, Doc.
I have the connections edge and streetwise.
Okay, very good, because this is probably going to help you out quite a bit in this town.
Yeah, Timmons is trained in streetwise too.
So, Timmons, I'd give you a -2 because you do find a few people that can speak in English as you're walking around trying to find who's in charge of the town. But those that you do find, regardless, are kind of reluctant. Everybody's been reluctant. You spend, a good hour, maybe 2 hours, just searching through these people and asking questions like, who's in charge around here? So I need to see if you're able to get that answer. So Doc, give me your streetwise roll, and Timmons, give me yours at a -2. Uh, okay, yeah. It kind of plays out that way anyway, being the setting it is. Doc, you find that this town is one of 3 towns that is owned by Warlord Kang, that owns the Black Drag or the Iron Dragon Railroad, and that the town is governed basically on the word of a deadly woman named Red Petal Sue.
Yes, Warlord Kang and some sort of red petal Sue. I know Warlord Kang by reputation. Do you know anything about this woman there, Mayor?
We met her. She took H.T. Willikers on a ride in a helicopter.
Oh, that lady.
Helicopter.
Didn't didn't she try to kill you before or something?
Well, she didn't know it was us. She
Oh, we should.
attacked
That's
Hellstrom's
forgivable.
train.
Ah,
This was before they had some kind of peace treaty or whatever they
ah.
did and
I
blew
think Jeb
something
talked
up.
about that. Why he
Yeah,
was terrified
yeah.
of trains.
Who is this Jeb you always speak of?
Oh, he's our double dead friend.
Beg your pardon?
Well, he died and they buried him, and that's when I met him. And then he died again, so we reburied him. So he's been dead twice. We assume he's still dead, but who
Would
knows?
any of this ring a bell?
What are you talking to me?
Oh,
Are you asking me?
yes. Yeah, because I rolled a cult.
That's a success. You've heard of things like this. You know, you might not know details, but it's not the first time you've heard of people who were thought to have been dead and then they were seen, and or people that were really hard to kill.
Well, I've been contracted a couple times to take care of these strange individuals that don't seem to want to die. I think I took them in alive, at least mostly.
That sounds like Jeb alright.
That could be. That could be. You've got an extensive history. You are a veteran of the Old West and then or the Weird West and then some.
Yeah,
Yes, why
I
don't
kind of
I
have a
introduce you to everyone? I
yeah.
am
Well,
known as Doc Fong. This is
Doc,
Mayor Timmons, and Alonzo.
Well met.
why don't you ask where Red Petal Sue's at then?
Ah,
Because
yes.
that's who we need to talk to.
Let's see. Is Red Petal Sue around? You random person over here?
Didn't we hire this train company to bring in the cattle too?
You did. Yeah. Matter of fact, you struck it. No. What? When did you talk to Red
Yeah.
Petal Sue?
No, that was
Don't even
Red Petal
remember.
Sue was when we were
She
going
was
to
at the
the I think
railhead.
ghost place. At
Yeah.
the ghost
Yeah.
rock place.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we did go to
Yeah.
the Iron Dragon Railroad. But I think it's also like the biggest railroad,
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, it runs all the way up into like Oregon and Washington, and then all the way across Idaho and Montana and into the Dakotas. So, um, yeah, so it's a pretty big railroad. So you guys will you've talked you kind of talked your way, bought your way back here into the black market. You do know that there are a lot of important looking people that have moved up and down this road up here. And as the day gets later, the crowds start to thin out. Like the trading is kind of went by the wayside, and you see these little pickup games of like gambling games going on where they're throwing these stones and stuff like that, where people are starting to relax for the evening. You know, it's a bunch of pirates. Um,
No, so
But
this is a free port.
yeah, pretty much. So it kind of looks like well, it's a free port depending on who you are, I guess. If you stand out like a
Well, if
sore
you're a Chinese
thumb,
pirate,
They'll
or,
take your bribe to let you sell your stolen goods.
that's right, that's right. Or come in, they'll take your bribe and let you come in and buy stuff. Uh, so, um, but you can see that there's not too many people that head kind of west out of town and up that pass, but you do see some fairly nice structures on top of this bluff over here behind you, kind of on top of this butte, this maze. Did you just hear that little 8-bit gameplay in the
Yeah,
background? Yeah, that was part of the BBC Chinese market audio that. So somebody was sitting in the market playing something when they recorded it. I left it in
did
there.
somebody
It's an
hear a Game
Easter
Boy? I
egg.
would like to purchase one of those. I say, it looks like there are fancy things up there. What do you think, Alonzo and Timmons?
Yeah, if I were living in here, I would live up on the hill above all this smelly stuff.
Well, perhaps we should see if we can get up there, and that's probably where Red Petal Zoo is.
As I said,
Well,
the evening's coming on. August, 6 p.m. Starting to get a little dark. And you can see that the road is lit with the Chinese paper lanterns all the way up all the way up the ramp, the roadway.
well, Timmons just pushes his way up the hill until someone
Also,
stops him.
and also in asking questions, if we threw in a few mentions of the so-called Necessity Alliance, did anyone mention anything about that?
You guys didn't even ask about the necessity lines, did you? Timmons starts
I
shouldering
think
his way up the road here, and as you guys get to this end of town, and your shadow figures out where he's headed, you see him kind of get nervous and antsy, and they grab a hold of you, Doc Fong, and they start telling you he can't go up there.
That what is up there exactly?
And he says, "Well, that's the mansion. That's Warlord Kang's mansion. That's where Red Petal Sue would be if she was here, if she's here."
Ah, yes. I suppose they have security precautions and such.
Yeah. So, and as he's talking to you, all of a sudden, right up over the top of his head, you see this bowler
Oh
hat
no!
come popping up.
Ah! Ah!
No!
And he looks right at you, and Gorgio is probably asleep by now. Oh, he's in the truck driving. Uh, so you see this little pantsless guy with hair all over his legs, and I probably that's not one of my custom sounds, is it? No, it's not. I might have it on my soundboard. Do I have that on my soundboard? I should have, and I don't.
It's
I
like
have a. I
monkey.
usually have a story
Just,
window saved
just
with it on it.
search monkey spinning or something. I think it is.
Yeah, monkey spinning.
There it is.
There it is. And Harry pops up, and now there's 4 of you. 1, 2.
Oh, that was my
Doc Fong
fear
starts
roll.
screaming. Did you apply the penalties to it?
Ow!
I don't think.
Don't you have penalties for the? But unfortunately, Alonzo, you don't even see it at first, and all of a sudden, this monkey poo hits you like right in the face.
Favorite shirt.
What the hell was that?
And as you
It is the
notice,
devil.
he runs off, and there's actually several of these monkeys, but they don't look like him. They look different, and they're kind of like swinging around. There's a couple of monkeys on people's shoulders. They're like monkeys coming everywhere, Doc Fong. They're coming after you.
Ah, ah, ah.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and Clyde the monkey. But I don't think Engorgio even caught that. I was waiting for the right moment. Somebody has to walk up here covered in monkey shit.
It's to be me today.
So, yeah, with the roll of the two. All right, so. There's a few alleys here. You sure you want to run into them?
Well, the monkeys are out here. He goes, ah, and runs away and ducks into the nearest alley.
That seems like
Timmons is heading up the road. Timmons, you don't even see what happened, I don't think. And these
I
guys
don't
are
think anyone said anything to me. Timmons is like,
not yet. They're trying
hey,
to
how
tell
you
Doc
doing?
Fong. Hey, how
Excuse
you doing?
me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
They all kind of look real funny. And you make it all the way up here, and the whole time these tongs, that finally, right before you get up here, they run around in front of you and stop you. And so you make it all the way up to about right here. And when you get here, you can tell there's some kind of a festive event going on ahead of you. You can hear music. Uh,
Timmons says, just let her know I'm here. Do you speak English?
they're just standing there, but they you can tell these guys, they're ready to draw on you. All of a sudden 8 or 10 people start to gather around. Doc Fong, did you follow him, or is he up there
And
by
I say it real
himself?
slow.
No, I'm hiding behind a box in an alley.
You're hiding behind a
Oh,
box and so
oh,
you're up there
everyone's
by
stealth and
yourself, Tim.
everything.
You turn around
oh,
and
okay.
Doc's gone. I don't know if Alonzo's. He's probably wiping the monkey shit off of his face in his favorite shirt.
Uh, Luke went to find Doc Fong, finds him, and points out that I believe your friend is in need of translation.
Oh, is he going to get murdered again?
Again,
Well, he was almost murdered several times, I think. It was a very contentious mayoral race.
So here's
I'm
where
here to see Red Petal Sue. And I go, like, move. Red Petal Sue.
I'm going to run up there to try to start help translating.
they understand Red Petal Sue as you're saying this, and they're looking at each other like he's got to be out of his fucking mind. You can see it. It's that's universal when people look at each other like is he out of his fucking mind or what? Yeah, like really? Doc, that's a pretty good rate. So Doc comes running up the hill.
Uh, uh,
Tell
Timmons.
them that we're here to see Red Petal Sue.
Well, yes, my friend here was hoping to see Red Petal Sue. Is that possible?
Um, the tongs that kind of escorted you here, they don't respond to you. They all look behind them, and there's a guy that pops out of the shadows behind these buildings. He was sitting over here like on a crate, and as he walks out, there's about 8 or 9 other guys that walk out behind him. And they all come walking your direction. Pretty soon you're encircled, not only by the people who shadowed you in here. Yeah. Yeah, Doc.
My name is Mayor Timmons Simmons. I kind of stand up
oh,
over the top of all these people. I have an I have a meeting. I need a meeting with Red Petal Sue, and I point towards the big house.
Okay, Doc has played the uh-oh card.
On the plus side, we all get more adventure cards.
Yeah, he was just waiting to fuck this whole night up. But you know what? Here's the thing, is that we are kind of shy some players, and we're shy a key player that needs to be here. The only one that really has any rapport with Red Petal Sue whatsoever is in the engine room, half drunk on your ship right now. So you
Only half?
Oh,
only
he's
have
only he
well
finished out the half.
he's in the absent player dimensional pocket, so to say, that and he'll be here next week hopefully. I mean, I hope the best for him, but I really kind of needed HG to be or it's going to be very tough for you guys to even get an audience here without him. So I'm going to leave you at the gate. We're going to call it an early night. So instead of going on break, we introduced a new player, or a new character.
New character.
Player's been around for a couple years or more now. So, Vino, thank you very much for the sub earlier. And so we've got Luke Cunningham, who has joined the posse. And we've got to find somebody out there to raid. I would say somebody's still gaming. You will get. We're gonna stop. We haven't spent any fate chips or anything. Drake did. I'll give him his fate chips back. He spent one. So
One.
Yeah, which I was
one.
supposed to get back. But
Yep.
So technically Ned.
So I will just do this.
You got Quicksilver.
Look there. You got a blue one out of the bag. Hey,
Right,
Martian
so
Cat. What's she
Are you
doing?
gonna go ahead and give us adventure
She's
cards?
playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Good game.
You got Steph.
Steph? Yeah, she's doing tabletop RPGs. Let's go do that. And Hip Hop
Call
Hoke
of the
is
Deep.
doing
I think
Valheim.
she's doing Call. I think it's
Call of the Deep. Call from the Deep. I bet you. Let's do that. Let's raid Steph.
Call from the Deep.
Dances with kobolds, right?
Dances with kobolds. Yeah.
Trying to raid. Where's my channel, man? There we go. Yep. And we're getting ready to say bye, everybody. We will be back tomorrow night.
Bye, everybody.
Here for Vino and Drake. You guys are doing Empire of the Ghouls tomorrow night. So catch Drake on Drake Takes, or catch me and Vino right here, and Bradius Caesar too. So have a good.
It's gonna be crazy.
Sorry, Scuba.
Crazy. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye bye. Thanks, Scuba.